Hello everyone and welcome to Miss Riley's Maths videos. I don't have my Lego figure so we can have this dialect instead. I don't know where he came from, but anyway, so you're very welcome. This is a functions video. It will be suitable for junior cert higher level and also for leaving cert ordinary level. And what it is, it's just a quick test to go through some of the notation and some of the ways that we use functions before we get on to graphing functions. Okay, so this is particular one as a test for my third years. So I suggest that what you do is that you look at the questions. If you haven't done the test, you look at the questions and you try the test before you watch the video. Okay, so you can just go work it through bit by bit and then watch the video. So here we go. Use the given mapping diagram of a function to write down the domain and the range. So here we've got a function. These are the inputs, and these are the outputs. So remember, what we're dealing with the function is we've got this function machine, and something goes into the function machine, which are inputs, or x's, and something comes out after the function has done something to it. So that function might be 2x. Okay, it might mean double x. So if I put in 3, I'll get out 6. Okay, so that's what a function machine is, which is kind of just a picture to help us to understand. So this is a mapping diagram of a function. These are my inputs. In other words, these are all the numbers that go into the machine. These we would often call them x. These are my outputs. We'd often call y. These are what come out of the machine. And this is my f of x. So they're the same kind of thing. So the domain is all the inputs. So all the inputs, and usually we write it as a set. For this test, I didn't penalize people if they didn't write it as a set. So usually we'd write it as a set: 5, 7, 0, and -2. There's 4 elements in the domain. There's 4 inputs: 5, 7, 0, -2. The range is all of these. So this is the range. This was the domain. Okay, so the range is all the outputs. Okay, so the range will be, again, we'll write it as a set. So the range will be 13, 17, 3, and -1. The set of couples formed are all the inputs with the output that it goes with it, written like we write coordinates. So 5, 13, 7, 17, 0, 3, and -2, -1. And because it's the set of couples, I'm going to write it as set notation. So 5, 13, there's 5 and 13, 7, 17, 0, 3, and -2, -1. Okay? The rule that gives the output. So this confused a few people. This basically means what's happening. So what makes the input, what's in here, that makes the input become an output. So let's look at this here. So we've got 5 becomes 13. And let's take another one. 0 becomes 3. So that's quite handy to know that 0 becomes 3. So that means that we must be adding on 3, because if x is 0, then anything times x is going to give us nothing, 0, and we must have added on 3 to get 3. So it's something plus 3. So let's look here. Something by 5 plus 3 is equal to 13. Well, that must be 2 by 5 then, isn't it? 2 by 5 plus 3 is equal to 13. So we're doubling our input and adding 3. Let's see whether that works for 7. 2 by 7 plus 3 equals 14 plus 3 equals 17. Yeah, that works. So our function, the rule that describes the outputs, is 2x plus 3. F of x is equal to 2x plus 3. Now, here's the second. If f of x is equal to x squared plus 5, so this is our function. So again, just picture this: x squared plus 5, find f of 0. So f of 0 means that 0 is an input. You see that f of x and f of 0, okay? You see there that the x and the 0 are in the same place. Look, the x and the 0 are in the same place. So x equals 0. So f of 0 means 0 squared plus 5 because it's x squared plus 5. So 0 squared plus 5 is 5. Okay? F of 3, it's the same thing. 3 is where the x is. So f of 3 is equal to 3 squared plus 5. 9 plus 5, which is 14. F of minus 5, again, minus 5 is where the x is. So it's going to be minus squared plus 5. Now you've got to be careful here because it's minus 5 squared, which is minus 5 times minus 5. So 25 plus 5, which is 30. Not minus 5 squared, which should be minus 25. So just be careful. Minus 5 squared is minus 5 times minus 5, which is plus 25. Okay, so that's a straightforward question. We were given lots of inputs and we had to get outputs for those inputs. This question is different. If g of x is equal to 3x plus 2, so it's a different function, find the value of x for which g of x is equal to minus 4. This minus 4 is not an input. It's not where the x is. It's on the other side of the equal sign. So minus 4 here is an output. It's a y. Okay? So what they're asking me is find x when the output equals minus 4. Now, g of x equals 3x plus 2, and g of x equals minus 4. So if g of x equals 3x plus 2, and g of x equals minus 4, then 3x plus 2 equals minus 4. Subtract 2, 3x is equal to negative 6, divide by 3, divided by 3, x is equal to negative 2. So what we found is when x equals negative 2, y equals negative 4. So f of negative 2 equals negative 4. So our answer is x equals negative 2. Okay, and finally, this is a function 10 minus 3x. So with a gets mapped onto 13. So let's take that first one. So a. So the function is 10 minus 3x. So when x equals a, when a is an input, remember, that's our input, that's our output, that's our x, that's our y. So when x equals a, 10 minus 3 times a, the output is 13. So 10 minus 3a is equal to 13. So 10 minus 3a is equal to 13. So minus 3a must equal 3. Divide by minus 3, divide by minus 3, a equals negative 1. That was the bit where people fell down. I had to divide by negative 3. For b, so b, it's 10 minus 3x again. So 10 minus 3 times b, but this time it equals 10. Sorry, I've done too many b's there. 10 minus 3 times b. So 10 minus 3b is equal to 10. So minus 3b must be 0. If minus 3b is 0, then b must be 0. So b is 0, a is minus 1. That's the two harder questions. For c, I've got that x equals 4. So I've got that 10 minus 3 times 4, which is 10 minus 12, that equals minus 2. So when x equals 4, c equals minus 2. And then finally, 10 minus 3x, so 10 minus 3 times, for d, it's negative 2. It's equal to 10 minus 3 by minus 2 is plus 6. 10 plus 2 is 16. 10 plus 6 is 16, so d must be 16. Okay, that was when x equals negative 2. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Ask me about anything in class that you're not sure about. Well done. Thank you.